So I wanted to talk to you about a really fun topic. It's about friendships and relationships, romantic relationships or friendships. Again, because we've been friends, we know a little bit about friendship, at least our friendship. But I think it's a very interesting topic when it comes to cultural differences in friendships. Yes, are there any cultural differences in friendships or how you maintain friends and also romantic relationships? As far as research, there's not really a lot of research, but there's some evidence that there are differences. But I wanted to ask you, just kind of like from your personal experiences, let's start with friendships. So think about your friends, friendships that you've had, well, with me maybe, or when you were young in high school and school, and when you were a college student, and now. And what are the rules of friendship? Meaning that what does it take in your culture to be a good friend or maintain friendships? Maybe you could start in general, or you could maybe what are the rules now in, let's say, when you're in your 30s, in your 40s? Have they changed since you were a young student? Are they the same?
I suppose that there are no rules at all. If we are talking about friendship, everything is very personally in this sphere. And when we were children, when we were young, we just had some interesting things to do together. For example, we had common interests, and it combined us and took us together. If saying in our times, it's the same. The common interests, many things to talk about, and many ideas to share together, and it makes the friendship close, and trust, of course, trust and that's all, I suppose. I have no rules. I don't know anything about rules, the concrete rules of friendship. But I know exactly that to have close friends, it's a huge present for us to have close friends, because not everybody has, but everybody wants, I suppose.
So do you have the same amount of friends as you used to have? So think about how many friends or close friends you had when you were younger and now.
There are two of them. It's you, the friend from my childhood, and one more. Her name is Lena, and we also started to make friendship many years ago, 35 years ago. And there are two of you, and I am very grateful to my fortune that I have you to communicate. I have you to share my ideas, to share my secrets, and you who trust me. Thank you.
Yes, trust seems like it's a big thing, and closeness. So we've again, from my personal thinking back, we were very close. So we even we had sleepover. So we spent we shared secrets. Like, that's true. So we had a very close relationships.
And
number of friends.
What about you? If we are talking about friendship, you've been living in America for more than 20 years, and have you found the real friends close to you, the friends whom you trust,
And be as close?
Have you?
Well, that's a very good question. Yeah, I felt like it's a little different, but I don't know if it's different because of the age or because it's different because of cultural differences. But I don't know if it's culturally different, but the closeness I don't have so the friends that I have now, I'm not as close as with the friends that I've had in my childhood. But I'm not sure if it's because of differences in culture, because of the age.
Because of the age. Do you find any differences in culture of friendship in America and in Kazakhstan? Because you lived in Kazakhstan and now you're living in America, and you have an opportunity to compare such things. I don't have such an opportunity to compare.
Yeah, I'm still trying to evaluate the differences. There seems to be differences, but I'm not sure it's because, number one, we've talked about pragmatics and rules of communication. When I came to US, I didn't know those pragmatics and all those rules. So some of the barriers that I had in terms of communication and forming friendships perhaps prevented me from being closer to my friends, or making close friendships. But I did make a few friends that were we've maintained close relationships. But I do think that my friends from my childhood back in Kazakhstan, like you, my relationship is much more intimate. I think that's the word. So, but again, I'm not sure if it's culture or if it's because even Americans will tell you that your childhood friends are very special. There's something special about making friendships that you form in your childhood. So I don't know, yeah, and because I spent my childhood in Kazakhstan, so the special bond that I have with my friends obviously are from friends in Kazakhstan, not in America. So it's a very interesting topic. So I do think childhood friends is special friends. And if you like it to continue being friends with your childhood friends, it's definitely a special thing. So yes, very, very special. Okay, so let's talk about now, let's move a little bit to a similar related topic, which is romantic relationships, which is also very fascinating, I guess, topic to discuss. Relationship, and I'll ask you the same question. Other rules, what are the dating rules in your culture? And dating, and not necessarily just dating rules, but also maintaining a relationship, intimate romantic relationship rules. Are there rules?
Again, I'll repeat that I consider, it's just my opinion, that there are no any rules at all. Maybe you mean traditions?
Yeah, I guess you could call it. Yeah, what do you think are the tradition? You could call them traditions. Yeah.
It seems to me that nowadays everybody wants to be free and to be independent upon the partner, and everybody leads to the partner relationships. I know, is it a tradition? By the way, it much goes from the West to be independent.
Yes.
When the woman doesn't want to be in the kitchen and she wants to have enough time to earn money, to be independent upon your partner, and the same to the partners. And I suppose that this is the best thing we can have when we have partner relationships. He and she are busy with their own business, and they exchange some their energy to feel each other and to feel happier. I suppose for me, this is tradition. I don't know how it is right or how it happens. But for me, it is so. No any rules, just to be quiet and to be satisfied being with the partner, with your partner.
But basically, you're saying that at least right now, you're married, and your relationship with your spouse is more of a partnership, which means this idea of you're equal partners and you share responsibilities, but you treat each other as equal partners. And you did mention that tradition, that attitude, or that came from, or at least it's an influence from the West or from American culture. that,
course.
yeah. So what you're saying is it used to be a little different, right? At least when you were younger, maybe when you're maybe a few 20 years ago, this was a
Maybe
little different.
maybe it differed, but I grew up without a father, and my mother was the chief in our family, and I can't show the example of relationships between man and a woman. My mother was chief, and it is a main example of in my life, and that is why I am very free and independent, like
Yep.
my mother was and is, and that maybe this is one of the reasons why today in my family the partner relationships take place. Maybe
Yeah, that's a
because
good point. So your mom was the main provider for you and your sister, and she was the only role model you had was your mom, who was both your father and your mother in one. So I guess for you, it was only natural that you adopted this partnership attitude, because your mom was a very independent and still an woman.
yes,
She's a very independent lady.
yes.
Yes.
I suppose it depends upon each family. It is very personal thing. How to form your family. It leads from your relatives, or from your parents, of course.
Right. But what about your friends? They seem to have similar kinds of
Yeah.
relationships. Yes.
In my relationships, I see the same picture. I see the same examples, and I don't know other. When I hear something about some press of one partners to another, I'm very surprised, and I don't. I wouldn't accept such things.
So
Personally.
you're a modern woman, and you don't feel it, or at least you never even think about that. It seems like it seems to me it's a generational difference. So it happens everywhere in many different cultures. So this idea of partnership, equal gender equality, right? Women and men working, earning money, providing for their family.
Right.
So it seems like it's very similar to American culture. So when you watch American films, nothing really surprises you, or you kind of take it as,
Yeah, right. I'm fond of American films, and I love this nationality, by the way, and it is very close to me.
you
Your culture,
understand their culture, I guess.
right?
Yeah, I guess globalization is the what is happening across everywhere.
Right.
The Western influence of traditions and values, for better or worse. Thank you, Yana.
Thank you, my dear.